Hello everybody, I'm Johnny McCobb, the creep of the class, and I'm here at Horror News Net TV. Look what arrived in the mail yesterday. Gave it a watch, liked what I saw, let's talk about it. So Cult of Chucky is the newest film in the Child's Play Chucky franchise. It's the follow-up to 2014's, I think it was 2014, Curse of Chucky. Curse of Chucky was a return to form for the franchise. It was a return to scary Chucky rather than the farcical one that we'd seen in Bride and to a greater extent in Seed. I'm not going to be doing any spoilers on Cult of Chucky as it just came out. I don't want to ruin it for you. I am going to be working under the assumption that you have seen Curse of Chucky, however. So Curse of Chucky, like I said, was a return to scary Chucky. It introduced us to the character of Nica, played by Fiona Dourif, the daughter of Brad Dourif. Brad, of course, being the voice of Chucky, has been since the franchise began. Always great seeing more family brought into the series there. Basically, you had Chucky going after Nica and her family. Turns out that we had some exposition. It tied back into their earlier films. There was like some some ties to Chucky back when he was still a human. So basically, the movie ended with Chucky essentially framing Nica for the murders of her family, with Nica and her 7-year-old niece Alice being the only survivors. Nica was then found insane in a court of law and put in a mental institution. One thing with Curse of Chucky that was a little bit odd was that we had these two different endings that we weren't sure how to reconcile. At least I wasn't. I didn't see how they could both take place at once. We had one ending right before the credits where it showed Chucky finally finding Alice again, the young 7-year-old niece, and playing Hide the Soul, using his voodoo magic to possess her. And then after the credits, and this was new for the series, we had a post-credit scene. We had a awesome little scene there where we saw Andy Barclay return. Andy Barclay, of course, being the protagonist of the first 3 Child's Play films, and they even had Alex Vincent reprising the role, Alex having played Andy in the first 2 as the little boy. So yeah, we saw Chucky basically mail himself to Andy, and Andy catching on before Chucky had a chance to attack and ambushing Chucky. Chucky turning around, having a shotgun in his face, and Andy saying, play with this. So how does doll Chucky mail himself to Andy if he's just possessed Alice? How does Chucky possess Alice if he's just had his head blown off by a shotgun? How did we reconcile these two endings? Well, Cult of Chucky actually does it nicely, and it does it by adding this new twist, this new element, this new basically it gives Chucky this new ability. I'm gonna make a comparison here, just because of this. This is to the Child's Play franchise what Jason Goes to Hell was to the Friday the 13th franchise. And that's not to say that I know Jason Goes to Hell had a lot of haters. I myself liked it. It was different, it was interesting, but some people don't like change. So, but it's definitely is interesting. It adds a whole new element to the story, and we basically see Chucky. He's going after Nica at the asylum. Now Andy comes back again as in a much larger role. He's actually a primary character in this film, and we also see more of Tiffany, of course. Chucky's bride, from having been human since the end of Seed of Chucky. She is back now. She had a small part in Curse of Chucky, much like Andy did. But once again, in this film, she actually has a much larger role. And we get to see her and Andy interact, which is something we've never seen before. So overall, I really enjoyed the movie. It's Brad's still on the top of his game. I mean, most of these slasher series, they're being remade or just altogether dropped. Child's Play Chucky is really the only one we're still getting sequels to, and I really like what Don is doing with the franchise. I mean, he's been with it since the beginning, but he's only with some of the recent installments started directing them as well as writing them, and I really like what he's doing with it. The special effects are still good. They're still solid. I mean, they're not using animatronics purely like they were in some of the initial Child's Play installments. I mean, in the first Child's Play film, the Chucky animatronic doll was the most advanced animatronic ever used in a film at that time. I mean, that's the type of budget they were working with there. That's just not something they have access to anymore. These films aren't going into theaters. You know, they're direct to DVD, direct to Blu-ray, and the streaming. So they are using CGI a little bit like they did in Curse of Chucky, but it's still really solid. It doesn't detract from the film at all. There was maybe like one little scene there that I had any issue with, but I mean it doesn't detract from my enjoyment. The only other thing I really didn't like about the movie was, like I said, Andy is back. He is a much larger character again, but I really think they should have done more with him. I almost feel like he was just like a side element. Like, I mean, honestly, I will be honest, like the movie could have been exactly the same if they left out all of Andy's scenes. Now, I feel like they are still building towards something bigger with Andy, because this movie, like Curse of Chucky, definitely sets up for another installment, and I think Dawn definitely has some big plans going on, because this movie, like Curse of Chucky, has another post-credit scene bringing back yet another character from the original Child's Play trilogy, once again with the same actress reprising her role. So, it's a small little thing, and I'm hoping that we're going to see more of her, more of Andy, and we're going to see everything tied together here. It's one thing I really do like is that he is going back to the previous installments in the series. I mean, with Bride and Seed of Chucky, they almost completely ignored the events of Child's Play 1 through 3. They never, I don't think they even mentioned Andy once in those two films. So it's great to see that they're getting back to the roots and kind of tying everything together with new material while still acknowledging, the whole mythos of the series. Overall, it's a great film. It was out as of October 3rd. It's on Blu-ray, DVD. It's also on Netflix. One thing to keep in mind regarding the Netflix version, it is not the unrated cut. It is missing some material, including that post-credit scene I mentioned. So if you want to be able to see that post-credit scene, you want to be able to get the movie as it's meant to be seen, pick up the Blu-ray. They're selling a Blu-ray DVD combo on Amazon right now. They probably have it in a few stores like Best Buy, that sort of thing. Definitely check it out if you're a fan of the franchise. I really think if you liked Curse of Chucky, you'll love this one too. So yeah, I can't wait to see what Dawn does next with it. Great movie. It's even got rewatch value. I'm probably gonna over the weekend. I'm gonna probably marathon the entire series from start to finish, as we have it at the moment. So once again, I'm Johnny Macabre, the creep of the class. I'm here at Horror News Net TV. Please don't forget to like, subscribe, and share. I'll see you all next time.